Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to do a first impression let's play review of a game called Forgive Me Father 2. As always with all of my first impression let's play reviews, I'm going to be playing the game for an hour or more until I am satisfied that I can give you my opinion on whether or not the game is worth $20. If you are in a hurry and you don't want to watch the full video, then you can simply skip to the last 10 minutes or so of the video where I will give you my concise final opinion on the game and tell you whether or not I can recommend the game. But otherwise than that, you can just stay tuned and I will be giving you my running commentary as we play through the game, and I will be telling you what I think is good about the game and what I think is bad about the game as we play through the game for the next hour or so. So, Forgive Me Father 2, there is another game, Forgive Me Father 1, that is also $20, that was released a couple years before this one. This game is still in early access. The first game was received pretty well, so it should be good. The Forgive Me Father 2 should be good or better than the first one, hopefully. I haven't played the first one ever before, so I'm going into this blind. But that's good. That means I won't have any opinion about the game either way. So first off, when we look at display options, you will notice you cannot change the resolution at all. So this is another one of those games where they have the audacity to ask $20 for the game. It's not like it's a $5 game or something like that where you will just be okay with not having features like resolution changes, you know. Like, you can't even call changing the resolution a quality of life feature. It's just a fucking feature, and this game doesn't have that feature. So you can't change the resolution at all. You can go over here and then change the resolution scaling, so you can at least do that, but still, that is not an excuse for not allowing the player to change the fucking resolution. So the game runs on your native resolution, which on my computer is 4K resolution, and I don't want to play a game at 4K resolution. So at least they allow you to change the resolution scaling, but like I said, you can't have a fucking game where you can't change the resolution. It's not fucking 1995, you know. These days you need to fucking, for the past 20 years, you need to be able to change the fucking resolution. So otherwise than that, I don't really see any real issues. We are running the game on the highest settings possible, everything on epic, and the game's bloom is pretty bad. Like, if you look at that, it's pretty bad, and there's like a flickering. I don't understand why there's this kind of flickering. It's really irritating. Like, look at that. It's really irritating. So I don't know if we should perhaps turn bloom off. That should resolve it. Nope, it's still... Okay, why wasn't it applied? Nope, still the same thing. So it doesn't matter if you have bloom on or off, that shit still happens. And I mean, look at that, it looks bad. Also, the lights over there, it just is completely unnecessary and it looks bad. But yeah, anyway, otherwise I don't really see any real issues. So I guess we can jump into the game. Let's see if this game can be worth $20 or not. The game is published by Fulcrum Publishing, which I don't like Fulcrum because they overprice the games, or basically all of their games, are overpriced in the third world, and they sell their games in Russia, which I am not a fan of. Those are two reasons already why I would not recommend that you purchase the game. So this is another issue that I always levy at games that do this. Not telling the player what is changing when selecting the difficulty is just laziness. It is extremely lazy. So you have no fucking idea what is going on here. Like, what is changing on each of these different levels? Like, if you go on normal, obviously you would expect that to be 100% damage, 100% health, whatever. And then on hard, like, what's changing? Are the enemies smarter, or do the enemies have more health? Do the enemies have more damage? Do you deal less damage? Do you have less health? Like, what the fuck is changing? Yeah, there's no fucking use to allowing the player to select the difficulty option and not telling the player what that difficulty option is doing. They might as well have called these difficulty options potato, tomato, banana, strawberry, and watermelon. They might as well have done that, because you don't know what the fuck is happening when selecting the difficulty options. So that's a really stupid design issue there. It's just laziness. It's just pure laziness. I'm not gonna read the text. If the developers don't want to add voice acting, I'm not gonna care about that. Holy shit, the game has a really bad screen tearing. I do have VSync activated, don't I? Yes, VSync is on. So why is there such hilariously bad screen tearing? Holy crap, it's bad. Yeah, there's very bad screen tearing. I don't know why. VSync is supposed to remove any screen tearing. Okay, so where are we supposed to go? The mouse speed is a little bit too quick. It also feels like there is mouse smoothing. I hope there isn't actually mouse smoothing, because they don't give you an option for mouse smoothing, so I hope the game doesn't have mouse smoothing by default. The game also has a really weird, like, if you look over there, I'm sure you guys can see it on the recording, like, it's just weird. The texture there in the distance, it's like pulsating. Literally, the entire game is pulsating, and it's not happening here. It's just happening in the distance. It's a really weird graphical rendering thing. I wonder what engine this game is running on, because it's really fucking weird. It's not good. It doesn't look good. So I don't know where are we supposed to go? It would be fantastic if the game had like a... Also, you can see white textures through there. That's not good. Would be fantastic if the game had a tutorial of some sort. Still no tutorial. I like that effect. That's nice. When you do a right swipe, it creates a right one. When you do a left swipe, it creates a left one. That's good. That's the first positive thing I've seen in this game so far. That's good. Whoever fucking did that in the game, give that developer a raise. Also, it doesn't seem to do any more damage if you hit them in the head. Shit. How was that a headshot? Like, I'm 95% sure that definitely wasn't a headshot, but it said that it was a headshot. Also seems that the enemies don't give loot at all. Game automatically reloads for some reason. Like, I'm not even clicking reload and then the game just reloads. Auto reload. That's the shittest thing I've ever seen. Why would they... Like, auto reload means that when you run out of bullets, the game reloads for you. It doesn't fucking mean that the game will reload just when it fucking chooses to, even if you don't have... If you still have ammunition in the magazine. Like, that's so stupid. Who thought that would be a good idea? To just reload the gun when you still have bullets in the gun while the player is still trying to shoot. Just fucking reload the gun. That's so stupid. Fire the developer who thought about that idea. I didn't take a single hit during that encounter, that's good. I like the music. Some of the music is not so good, but some of the music is very good. It's a little bit of a mixed bag. Overall, I'm liking it. Also, I like how, if you look at the gun, there's like green stuff coming out of the chamber of the gun. I like that. Like that. It gives you a little bit of a grimy, slimy feel to the game. Okay, so you can't get past here at all. You can't crouch. You can't crouch at all, apparently. I don't like arena shooters like this. Like games where you are put into an arena and then they just continuously spawn enemies in the arena. I don't like games like that. Okay, I need to charge it. How do you charge it? And how do you use it? Like, they should give you something other than just ammo, armor and that kind of shit. Like, doesn't the game have some kind of a currency system or something like that? Usually these games will at least have a currency system of some kind. How am I supposed to get out of here? I don't like the fact that the developers are being gay by hiding enemies behind the rocks. That's not fun. Are you guys just poorly programmed, or what's going on? Apparently they were just poorly programmed. I also don't like the fact that they just randomly spawn in more enemies, just out of nowhere, even in an area where you have already explored and killed everyone. They just randomly spawn more people in. I'm not a fan of games that do that. As I already was here. How do you use... Oh, there we go. So I had to figure that out on my own by pressing F. So, I mean, the game has no tutorial, we know that already, but it's not good that the game has no tutorial. That's actually interesting. That's a nice enemy design. He runs around with a head in his hand, and then when you headshot him, he puts the head that he's holding in his hand on his head. That's a nice enemy design. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of enemy design. It's really nice. Give the developer who thought about that a raise. Maybe we should body shot them instead of headshot them. Yeah, body shot. Bastard. Kind of unbalanced that you can kill those with one hit from a knife, but they take 2 headshots. Like, it's not very balanced, to be honest. Doesn't make a huge amount of sense. Seems the AI of some of the enemies is a little bit poorly designed because they literally don't even notice you. Shit. Is it necessary for me to run all the way back to pick up the health over there, or will my health be filled up when I finish the level? Actually, remember now I missed one thing that we can just quickly go back and complete, in addition to the health that I can pick up. It did go this way, right? Yes. But over here at the top I missed something. Well, literally one piece of ammo, and I think one piece of health. That's amazing. I'm really glad I did that. Okay, so that's the level done. Oh, and you do take full damage. I missed one secret apparently. That's... I can't interact with that guy. Interact with that. There's people now in here. There's a whole bunch of people. This place has changed. Doesn't seem like I can actually do anything though. Weapon selection. Oh, so you can buy new weapons with these things. It would be really cool if you saw the damage. In fact, it's completely unacceptable that you don't see the damage. Like, wow, how the fuck are you supposed to know? Does the shotgun do more damage than a pistol? Does a pistol do more damage than a knife? Like, the fact that they don't tell you the magazine size, the range. Obviously, a shotgun's range is not going to be the same as a pistol's range. The fire rate, the damage, they don't tell you anything. That's really quite unacceptable. Yes. Madness makes your pain go away, making you almost indestructible. Significantly reduces incoming damage. Significantly boosts your fire rate and reload speed. Like, that's another issue that I have. Don't tell me significantly. Don't tell me that bullshit. Tell me 10% increase, 20% increase, 50% increase. Tell me what the fuck I'm getting. Don't tell me significantly. I despise that bullshit. It's the same reason why the difficulty selection at the beginning is absolute dog shit. They don't give you any information whatsoever. This is no information whatsoever. Percentage of damage you deal heals your wounds. How much percentage? Is it 1%? 2%? Is it 99%? Fucking tell me. Causing you to deal additional damage to enemies. How much damage? Like, this is so fucking stupid. You can't not tell the player what they're buying. You literally don't know what you're buying here. Significantly reduces incoming damage. Is that 10%? Do the developers consider 10% to be significant? Or is their definition of significant 80%? Like, how much? You can't compare these if you aren't told any information about them. You're literally not given any information. Also, I don't know how we get this stuff. I don't know where I got this 188. I have no idea how to get more. So that would have also been really useful. I mean, the game has no tutorial, so I shouldn't really be surprised that we don't know how to get that stuff, but still, it's really stupid that you're not given any information whatsoever. Okay, and then you just go into the next level. You can't select the level. Maybe you eventually can select the level, I don't know, but right now you can't select the level. You just go to the hub, get what you want to get, and then if you go out the door, you start on a next level. So that's literally how the game works. There's no level selection. You just it's like a linear campaign, you know? So yeah, quite honestly, I don't need to play more of the game. I've already made my mind up about the game. I really like this. Like, this is the coolest thing in the entire game, by far. This is very good. I like this a lot, even though it doesn't work on flat surfaces, only on whatever you want to call this surface. Doesn't work on horizontal surfaces, only works on what's the opposite of horizontal, for fuck's sake? My English isn't so good, but anyway, I really like this. I really like that. This is the best part of the entire fucking game. Like, honestly, by far, this is the best part about the game. The second best part about the game is that other enemy, where you shoot it in its head, and then it's like, fuck you, bitch. It just puts on a second head. That's a really good enemy design. That one specific enemy. I don't care about any of the other enemies. All of the other enemies are pretty mediocre, to be honest. Quite unimpressive. But that one enemy is a really good enemy design. And then this is fantastic. I love this. If the entire game had this quality, this level of quality, then this game would be 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, this being the best part of the game means that the game is shit. Like, if I am impressed by this, then you must know the game is bad. Like, that's really the long and the short of it. This is the best part of the game, and unfortunately, this is not worth $20. Like, this right here is nice, but it's not something that I would buy the game for. You know, I wouldn't pay $20 for this. I really like this, but it's not worth $20. I mean, they don't even allow you to change the resolution of the game. So that should tell you everything you need to know about the quality of the game, quite honestly. I don't like these types of arena shooters. Like, I much prefer something like Serious Sam. Like, Serious Sam, to an extent, is an arena shooter, but it's open. Like, it's just open. There are some arenas in Serious Sam that are small, you know, small, and then the enemies keep spawning in. But for the vast majority of Serious Sam, it's open, you know, open, and you explore, you run like a minute from the one place to the other place, and then enemies keep attacking you between the places. You know, that's the type of arena shooter, quote unquote arena shooter, or arcade shooter, I guess you can call it an arcade shooter. That's a type of arcade shooter that I like. This I don't like. Like, I don't like it if you go into a place, a door closes behind you, a door closes in front of you, and then a shitload of enemies spawn in. I don't like that bullshit. And unfortunately, this is the type of game that this is, you know. Where are they? Like, I don't mind this if it's open, even though I don't like the enemies just spawning in from nowhere. Like, the enemies shouldn't just spawn in from nowhere, you know, that's lazy. Like, there, look at that shit. They literally spawned in from behind me. And that obviously is not logical. It's not logical to have enemies spawning in behind the player. Like, that's not good, you know. I don't mind it if they spawn in from in front like this, you know, that's fine. But don't spawn in a whole bunch of fucking enemies from behind the player. That's just bullshit, you know. I don't like that. I don't like it if enemies spawn from a place that you've already been at. That just breaks my immersion. It's not fun, you know. So yeah, generally, like, I really don't like the game. It's low quality. There's a lot of things that I don't like. I like the music. Like, the music is okay. It's not amazing, you know. We're not talking about like Cyberpunk or Metal Hellsinger, something like that, you know. Games with a really good soundtracks. Like, the soundtrack is okay, you know. It's not bad. It's above average, I would say. But once again, it's not something that would make me pay $20 for the game, you know. That's really not. So, yeah, I don't like the game, and I really can't recommend the game. The game is relatively low quality. Like, if you're looking for a arena shooter, like a quote-unquote arena shooter or an arcade shooter, really, I can recommend Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn is good. Let me check the price of Gunfire Reborn, actually. I think Gunfire Reborn is $25. Gunfire Reborn... $20. So Gunfire Reborn is literally $20. So, like, honestly, I can never recommend this game for $20 when Gunfire Reborn is just so much better, and Gunfire Reborn is the same price as this game. Like, there's just no way how I'm gonna be able to recommend this game over Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn is a really good arcade shooter. Really good. It is roguelite, and I don't really like roguelite games, you know. But if you don't mind the fact that Gunfire Reborn is roguelite, then it's really a game that you can't go wrong with. It's a really good arcade shooter, you know, despite the fact that it's a roguelite. I don't like roguelite games, but Gunfire Reborn has enough permanent progression to make it not be so bad. You know, I'm someone who really prefers lasting progression. You know, I want lasting progression. What the fuck? In my games, you know. So I really don't like games that are roguelite usually, but like I say, Gunfire Reborn has enough permanent progression to make it not be so bad. And like I said, I'm someone who really doesn't like losing progression in games, you know, so I really don't like roguelite games. So if I can even recommend a roguelite game like Gunfire Reborn over this game, then that should tell you everything you need to know about my opinion on this game. You know, I'm literally recommending a game that I would not normally recommend over this game. That's how bad this game is. So quite honestly, there's no way how I can recommend this game. The game has no tutorial, and you can't change the resolution. I just don't like the game in general. I really love this. I fucking love this. And I love that one enemy design where he puts a head on top of his head. Like, that's fantastic enemy design. I don't think I've seen enemy design that good in the past 50 games that I've played. Like, that's a really good enemy design, especially for an arena shooter or an arcade shooter. Like, that is fantastic enemy design in a game like this, where you are going to try to get headshots, and that's just fantastic enemy design, because you're gonna do a headshot and then you're gonna be like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just shot the guy who is immune to headshots, basically. You know, like, that's the way that enemy design should be, you know. So yeah, guys, quite honestly, I can't recommend the game. The developers sent me a code for the game, so thanks to them, you know, but quite honestly, I'm happy that I didn't have to spend $20 of my own money on this. Like, it's just not, it's not good. Honestly, if you're looking for an arcade shooter or a arena shooter, look at something like Serious Sam or Gunfire Reborn. Like, they're just far better. Hey, you can actually go into the water. Can you go down? Yes, you can go down. That's interesting. Are there any secrets down here? That's interesting. The water actually looks good. Like, the water looks good if you take how bad the rest of the game looks. I mean, it doesn't look bad, you know, it's stylized, you know, it looks stylized, but the water actually looks good. The water literally makes the game look better. Like, the game looks better underwater. They should add more water to the game. Fucking give everything a coat of water. That's honestly what I would say to make the game look better. But anyway, guys, yeah, I can't recommend the game. The game is not anywhere close to a state where I can recommend it. There's simply better games out there. Serious Sam, I think they released a new one not too long ago. I actually do have Serious Sam in my Steam library. Let me have a look here. Serious Sam Siberian Mayhem. That's the one. That's the one. I actually do have the game in my library. Let me have a look here quickly, just to show you guys. Do that, and then do that. and then it's off center for some reason. Here we go. So I do have Serious Sam. I apparently played it somewhere. I don't know where I actually played it, but apparently I played it. I can't even remember it. But yeah, I would totally recommend this game, even though I don't recommend that you buy games from Devolver Digital. Quite honestly, I would just pirate the game, because Devolver Digital is not a good developer, in my opinion. It's not a developer that you should support, so I would just pirate it. But there are a lot of Serious Sam games, and most of them are good, actually. So if you're looking for a game, a good game to play, I would definitely recommend Serious Sam. Like, honestly, I can't recommend this game at all, you know. It's just not something that I can recommend, to be honest. And then also, like I said, Gunfire Reborn, also a good game. Definitely a lot better than this game. I could definitely recommend Gunfire Reborn over this game. It's also a arena shooter type game. It's roguelite, but there's enough permanent progression to make it to the point where the rogueliteness isn't so bad. Like, you do lose progression, but there's enough permanent progression to, and progressive progression to, like character progression to justify playing the game, even if you don't normally like roguelite games. So Gunfire Reborn or Serious Sam, basically any of the Serious Sam games. There's one or two that are shitty, but basically any Serious Sam game is better than this game, like really seriously. So yeah guys, I can't recommend the game. Thanks for the developer for sending me a code, but I really can't bring myself to recommending the game. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. If you guys want to see more reviews, then it would be really appreciated if you head over to patreon.com/LFP. In this instance, the developer sent me a code, but for about 50% of the games that I review on my channel, I did not receive a code. And I do those reviews thanks to my Patreon supporters. I use the money that I get on my Patreon to buy more games and to do more game reviews for you guys. So if you guys want to see more reviews or specific reviews of specific games and you are a Patreon supporter, then you can simply message me and ask me to do a specific review of a specific game. And if you are a Patreon supporter, then I will certainly make an effort to do that review for you. But otherwise than that, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time.